What's up, guys? Holy shit, we're back. There's gonna be a, new Idubbbz video today. And apparently, it's addressing controversy.
Oh my god, you're such a legend.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I am healed from Creator Clash 2. It was a success. Alex Wasabi, he won his fight fair and square, and I have all the respect for Alex, and I have respect for all the other fighters on the Creator Clash card. And thank you to all the fans who came. It was an amazing event. I'm very happy, very emotional, awesome experience. I'll never forget it. Having said all that, you guys are here for the juice and the grease. So I'm gonna give you guys the grease and the juice, and that all has to do with Froggy Fresh. The reason I didn't address any of this sooner is because I was terrified of jeopardizing the success of the event, because there are a lot more people involved in this than just Anissa and I didn't want to fuck it up for them.
I know,
These are
right?
people that I really care about. I felt like it would be very selfish if I was like, I understand public perception right now, guys. I'm just gonna make a quick 10-minute video and I'll squash all the rumors. I'll squash all the...
Listen, I don't have the greatest haircut in the world, but this kid's haircut is not... It's not doing just anything else. Just get like a normal haircut, okay? This is the mullet, whatever this is not good. And additionally, it looks like you don't even like bathe. I think he's trying to do this. There's this other YouTuber you guys probably know the name of, Curtis Connor. This kid, I think he's trying to do this.
Hey guys, I got new merch.
Which on its own I don't like, but like I'd say this guy pulls it off. But I mean it's just not good. It's just not good, bro.
I have no idea what public perception for this video is going to be. That's why I'm doing it now, right? The event is now over with. I can risk it, you know? I can air my grievances and we can see where it goes. I need to bring you guys up to speed on where I'm at as a person and as a content creator. My philosophy for a while was, well, people will figure it out through the videos I make. But the problem is the videos I make, I mean, I sort of avoid speaking from the heart. I'm just gonna focus on a thing, on a piece of content. I think I have bad associations with sharing my life on the internet. I'm like, no, that shouldn't be my thing. Like, leave that up to the vlogger.
After the whole OnlyFans thing, I guess he's averse to explaining himself on the internet. I guess that kind of makes sense, you know? But I honestly just don't. I don't feel like it's that big of a deal. Like, if your girlfriend has OnlyFans, I feel like you should just have some humility about it. It's not that big of a deal, right? Like, you can make fun of him and whatever. I think it's kind of funny. Like, I personally would not date a girl who does OnlyFans, but like, I feel like it's not that bad. You know, if you're in that relationship, you've clearly already thought about it and you're okay with it. You shouldn't be that insecure about it or have negative associations, you know what I mean? But I guess that just like traumatized him. Idubbbz sounds like he got lobotomized.
But I think it's important to share where I'm at. So none of what I'm talking about in this Froggy Fresh video feels like I'm being hypocritical or, you know, I'm misleading you in any way. I think a lot of the content I've made has been irresponsible and misguided. And I think I've hurt a lot of people with the content I've made. You know, despite many people being entertained by it, you know, I'm not trying to take that away from you. If you feel like you've learned important lessons or you have grown as a person because of the content I've made, I don't want to take that away from you. With some good can come a lot of bad. And I think I've done a lot of bad. And, you know, at the bare minimum, I've just put a lot of negativity out there in the world. And I'm working on not doing that. I plan on expanding on all of this in a further video. I think there's a lot of content.
Negativity? Really? That's what you're like concerned over?
But I think it's important to share where I'm at. So none of what I'm talking about in this Froggy Fresh video feels like I'm being hypocritical or I'm misleading you in any way. I think a lot of the content I've made has been irresponsible and misguided. And I think I've hurt a lot of people with the content I've made. You know, despite many people being entertained by it.
He actually is gay now, dude. He actually is a coward now. He's just a coward. He sucks. The people you hurt were like egotistical assholes who were shitting on you. Tana Mojo told you to kill yourself. Leafy was a bully. Rice Gum was a douche and a bully. Like, all these people were people who were not like isolated from this. Like, it wasn't like random people you picked on. There were people who deserved to be insulted. He talks about this like he was like in a war and he like regrets going to Mongolia to like burn down villages. Like, dude, it was fucking YouTube drama videos. It doesn't matter.
Away from you. If you feel feel like you've learned important lessons or you have grown as a person because of the content I've made, I don't want to take that away from you. With some good can come a lot of bad. And I think I've done a lot of bad. And, you know, at the bare minimum, I've just put a lot of negativity out there in the world. And I'm working on not doing that. I plan on expanding on all of this in a further video. I think there's a lot of content from over the years and some behind the scenes that I'd love to share with you guys. I think it would give clarity to where I'm at. But in this video, that's probably about all I can say on any of it. I don't want to detract from what the focus is. And the focus is kicking Froggy Fresh from the Creator Clash card.
Did Anissa write this video? Guys, let's be honest, who wrote this video? Was it Ian or Anissa? I personally don't think that making drama videos makes you a bad person, or that, you know, hurting people in terms of like making mean videos is that bad. Like, you criticize people on the internet in a world of people who criticize people. You know what I mean? Like, once again, it would be one thing if you picked on random people from the grocery store. You were like, look at this fucking lose. Like, some people probably do that. That's not cool. But these are people who are public figures in a public space, making public comments. They were in the same realm as you. And it's not like you were like 16. You're like 25 when you started.
The main reason Froggy was kicked from the card was for collaborating with Sam Hyde. And, you know, for anyone who's been following the story, that's, you know, fairly obvious. Froggy has explained, you know, his side of the story multiple times. And unfortunately, he's been perpetuating a narrative that it's about OnlyFans or that it's about Anissa's mom. That's extremely deceptive, because he knows why he was kicked from the card. The one indication I gave him was Sam Hyde, and I wasn't unclear about that. Anyone who's mentioning the fact that Harley trained with Sam Hyde for the year previous, that was before Sam was saying this about my wife.
I don't think so, Anissa. Bitch. Oh, fucking Anissa. What an ugly piece of shit. But look how beat she is. Oh, nice jack-o'-lantern teeth. That's like I can't wait to see what she looks like when she's 32. Her teeth look like a pumpkin head. Like it's
Oh, okay, all right. Compilation of greatest hits.
Joe, I'm a hole stretcher. I'm sending this to Anissa's OnlyFans. It goes directly into charity. Yeah. Everybody hates him and his wife's a slut.
So yeah, now that this guy is on the daily insulting my wife, I think it's pretty fair to, you know, not want to associate with him in any way. We did ban Sam from the first event, so it's not as if he's confused about where he stands in all this. I don't like him. And Froggy knows that. Froggy knows that I don't like him. Of course, that's why he was banned. You know, none of this is like news to Froggy. Froggy knew all of this going into it. For anyone who's under the impression that Froggy has been like reasonable and chill and respectful through this whole process, he hasn't been. He's been a piece of shit. I'm not happy with how he's behaved. He's talked mad shit about me.
I think the thing about the situation right now is that we're probably gonna get some takes on Froggy making comments about Ian, about Froggy making comments about, you know, the OnlyFans. I think part of it's probably gonna be they might pull some contradictions or something with Froggy's stories. So we'll have to see what he says. It's just my kind of prediction of this segment. But I mean, so far, obviously, you know, the video's just been like context, so we haven't had a lot of actual points other than like basic thesis and assertions. But I am curious to see what happens.
Ian doesn't want people who are bigger and more talented than him upstaging him. That's what it is.
Anissa.
Ian's masculinity had been completely removed via Anissa.
Participants of the event.
This is really a lot of weird, tender, soft people. Creator Clash people are real, like, these type of people. You know what I mean?
The event itself.
This is really like the patty cake league for like social media boxing. You know?
He doesn't like the culture of Creator Clash, and he mentioned that.
And Chris Reagan and all these people, it's like some big ethot worshiping party at these things. And I don't get it. I don't get what all this shit is all about. Like, everybody's there to worship ethos or fucking ethot or like touching ethot's titty or pussy.
To be honest.
Okay, that is true though. That is true. What he's saying is true. Like the kind of clientele there. Okay, you listen. I have no hate. I have no shame for ethos. You know, they can do what they want. I'm not someone to shit on a beautiful woman, a beautiful lady, beautiful foxy lady. But at the same time, there's a lot of that kind of behavior going on. You know, at these events, you do see a lot of ethottery, which is fine. It's whatever. But I get his kind of aversion to that, especially because he's like a married dude. You know what I mean? He probably wouldn't be the most enthusiastic about just like the hoes being around. Take. I'm sorry, guys. I don't hate women. I don't hate women.
I thought it was quite the gift to you that we'd kick you off the card. You have no more obligations, and you can immediately just pivot into boxing for misfits. It's like that's the culture that you want. You want the non-sissy, You want the macho dude, traditional boxing culture. So go over there and box for them. You don't even have to miss that many months of training. You've been training. So hop on one of those cards. But unfortunately, Froggy doesn't want to hop on one of those cards because he thinks the skill level is too high.
Personally, in my opinion, I think the talent at Misfits and Happy Punch is in a different league that is out of my league.
Okay, now in fairness, okay, that looks like an own. In fairness, obviously he wouldn't be fighting Jordy Jordan or Boogie. That is an exception. You know what I mean? That is an exception. But at the same time, like, there is not a lot of talent going on in this particular fight. I mean, you can't take that away from him, right?
Be out the sandlot and I'm plotting on the globe. I work hard, I show love, that karma steady growing.
Just fight someone who's weaker than you.
So I'm done with boxing. I can fulfill my current obligations. If for some reason Creator Clash changed their mind, I could fulfill my current obligations. I'm not interested in going further in any other boxing.
It's such a fucking cop out that you're like, all right, I'm such a victim for getting kicked off the Creator Clash event when I knew what would get me kicked off the Creator Clash event. And now you're like, I don't want to box anymore. It's like, come on. If you look at my text exchange with Froggy.
I want to rewind this so we can actually read it out. Hey, dude, just want to clarify, I'm not mad at you. I just want this event to go well. And part of that is trying to be proactive about things. I just want to find a solution. I really appreciate your friendship. I don't want to feel like I upset you. I don't understand what's wrong. Can I not work the same height? He's been very nice to me. It's just a tricky situation. I've personally been hurt by a lot of things he's done. If he's your friend, that's totally understandable. I just don't get along with him, and I'm afraid of having him associated with the event. There are others involved in the event that also aren't comfortable with it, I assume. Yeah, he's my friend. I don't understand what me going to Rhode Island to work with Sam has to do with anyone is uncomfortable with him. They don't have to see or work with him. I agree. Privately, what you do is absolutely only your business, but because we're running a public charity event, we have to be careful about these things because you do represent the event in some ways. I had similar issues last year. I thought, no problem, Harley, you can work with Sam, but it ended up attracting a bad crowd and I got harassed online about it a lot. That's nice of you to give Harley permission to work with Sam. I didn't know I needed your permission as well. It's not about permission. He just called and asked if I was cool with it because he was making content around it. So what are we actually discussing right now? If I work with Sam Hyde, are you going to prevent me from fighting the event? He actively makes content about wanting my marriage to end, that my wife is evil and hasn't respected my boundaries. I don't feel comfortable having him associated with an event. I bet Dad was probably one of the people upset with this situation too, right? Dad, Nathan Barnett, because Sam was like going after him hard on Twitter. In fairness, Sam did. I think he said that Nathan Barnett is like a rapist. You know, you can say that's a joke, but from Dad's perspective, he probably was feeling pretty insulted, pretty hurt by that comment, right? Let's see here. I can understand the way you feel. I'm sorry about that, but you have to understand that he's my friend. So I can't tell him I can't be friends with him because Ian said so. That's why I'm asking you if I work with him, are you going to prevent me from fighting in Creator Clash 2? It's not a reflection on you. It's just a very painful, difficult thing for me that I'm dealing with that I need to keep distance from, and that includes this project. I would just appreciate a yes or no answer, man. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to boxing practice tomorrow or not. It kind of depends on what your plan is because Sam Hyde is banned from our event. If you want him to be there, we cannot accommodate that. My plan is to go to Rhode Island to hang out with him. So again, I ask if I work with him, are you going to prevent me from fighting Creator Clash 2? I'd appreciate a yes or no answer. I've talked to my coach about it practice this week. Wait, I'm not sure I understand. Does that mean you're expecting him to be at the event? Are you going to make content together? So it seems like kind of a weird communication going on here because Froggy just wants an answer like, are you going to kick me from the event if I hang out with Sam? And Ian is like pressuring him. He's like, he is kind of saying like, if you keep hanging out with Sam or make content with him, I probably won't let you on the event. But he's also saying like, wait, is he going to come to the event? Does that mean you aren't expecting him to be at the event? Like he's worried he might show up or something.
I didn't want to kick him from the card. I got to the point where I was like, okay, I don't want you working or training with Sam Hyde, but you're doing that. So, all right, I'll look past it. I don't want you making content with Sam Hyde. Seems like that's a real deal breaker for you. So I guess I'll look past it. It came to the point where I was like, can you postpone releasing content with Sam Hyde?
Look, you know, me and Sam don't get along. You know, we put a lot of time and energy in this Creator Clash thing. I don't want it to be about Sam Hyde. So just don't let it hurt the event. All right, go train with him, have fun, but don't let it hurt the event. Don't make it about Sam Hyde. That's what I would have said to you if I was Idubbbz.
Right, and guess what? Like, I didn't even plan on releasing none of the Sam Hyde content until after the event.
If you don't know who Sam Hyde is, he's, whether or not you love him or hate him, you have to recognize him as he's the most talented comedian alive. He's the most talented comedian of our generation. He's gonna probably be the greatest comedian of all time. He's he's a genius.
So at least, I mean, in this video, we have an answer, right? My biggest problem throughout my videos was we didn't have an explanation. Like, he just wouldn't say it. He wouldn't say it's this or that, which I guess he didn't feel comfortable saying that during the event. I still think he probably should have made a public statement and been like, he hung out with Sam Hyde, that was it. If you hang out with Sam Hyde, you can't come to the event. But at least we have an answer now, right? At least we have like a specific reason at this point.
I had a chance to go out there and train with him. He welcomed me into his environment. He paid people to train me.
I didn't even plan on releasing none of the Sam Hyde content until after the event.
Didn't you tell them that? I thought you told them that.
Ian requested it through text. He requested that I did that. What I didn't like that he requested that, because I don't think that's appropriate.
He didn't think it was appropriate. I do not think that that is appropriate. Do you think it's appropriate that, I don't know, 30-something-year-old man is publicly calling my wife a whore and a slut?
I think initially you can just buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this has got a separate Etsy page where she sells her pussy.
Okay, dude. And this video really is Ian just departing with his old fan base, huh? Like, this is stuff Ian would say in his videos like 4 or 5 years ago. Like, this is literally the big departure with his old fan base. He's officially saying, we're sunsetting you guys. I'm onto a new trend. Because before that, like, that was the impression people got, but this is like the official, like, I'm out thing, right?
Yoko Ono was too concussed to fight in Creator Clash for the 2nd year in a row.
Life is so easy for a certain gender. All you have to do is say that my uterus hurts.
Man, this video is going to make Sam so much more fucking popular, bro.
What'd she say this time? Her uterus hurts? Her uterus fell out?
Had another concussion.
Probably your uterus fell out from getting blown out so much by toys.
Is that appropriate, Froggy? Do you think that's appropriate?
I don't think that's appropriate.
Okay, you don't think it's appropriate that I set boundaries. I don't think it's appropriate that you are hanging out with a guy who doesn't think women are people. Point quite well that we are very fucking stupid to hold the word nigger at this colossally high standard, whereas every other slur, that can be used in a comedic sense or an editorial sense, but not this one, because that one has history. Well, guess what, fucking retards? All the other ones have history too. Zipperhead? Yeah. Asian people didn't get their fucking heads ran over in World War II. They weren't thrown into internment camps. But you can't say that one because it's got sort of it's guttural. Either all of them are okay or none of them are.
Is that appropriate?
I'm just saying.
Like, I don't think that's appropriate.
I was like, I don't think you should be telling me when I can't release content. Like, this is my career. It's what I do for a living.
But you complied with it, right?
But I was going to anyways, but I didn't like people telling me that. I thought that was out of line.
I don't know why he's saying that he was planning on waiting to post Sam Hyde content. We have the Twitter timeline of him nonstop posting Sam Hyde content. It's fucking weird. I don't know if he...
In fairness, those are tweets. I feel like tweets are different than like videos, right? That's not... I wouldn't consider a tweet like content, really. Maybe I'm nitpicking here, but it's Twitter, right? Content would be like a video or like a live stream or something. And in fairness, he was on Sam's stream, so you could bring that up, but...
Thought it was like a loophole to post on Twitter about Sam Hyde. So I think in his head, he was like, I was gonna wait to post Sam Hyde content. Parentheses, YouTube video.
Cause it's not my problem that you have personal beef with the greatest comedian in the world. If I go to Providence...
How am I the simp? I want to know. Is it because it's a woman? It's because it's a woman, isn't it? It's okay to simp for a big, gross dude. It's okay. It's understandable. He's big and he's gross. As soon as you simp for someone who's literally your partner, your life partner, that's too much. That's kind of gay.
If I go to Providence, Rhode Island and get an opportunity to work with him, that should be my option when I release that content. And it's got nothing to do with you. Not everything that people do with Sam Hyde involves Idubbbz. And I think that he misinterprets that.
We're not talking about people. We're talking about what you do with Sam Hyde because you're in my event. I wish there were many layers of separation so I really could be that disconnected. Unfortunately, I have to be around you. You have to fight at my event. I have to share the same space as you know, in the parties, at the event itself, and I don't want to do that. I have no interest in sharing that space with you.
So for him to tell me, hey, could you wait until after the event to release that? In my mind, I'm thinking, I mean, I could, but it's weird for you to tell me to do that because it's got nothing to do with you.
Another thing that contributed to Froggy getting kicked was that he tweeted at Nathan Barnett, aka Dad. He said, dude, I tried hyping you up at Denny's when we ate dinner, and they said they weren't fucking with you and that you were going to lose to AB. They don't even like you. This is one of those things where it was like, oh, okay, so you basically don't have any good intentions here.
So I'm curious about this. Was that before or after? When was the official announcement about Froggy Fresh being deleted? Does anybody know what the exact date was? I'm trying to figure it out. Because if it was on the 24th of March, 24th of March 2023, when was the, wasn't that after? I think it was, but I don't know. Hold on, I'm gonna look up at Keemstar Froggy Fresh Statement about being banned. So this is a statement about being banned, but when was he actually banned? That's from the 26th. Was he banned on the 25th? Because the question is like, okay, was he banned? Was this part of the reasoning for him being banned, or did this happen after? Because that would kind of destroy the narrative if you have the timeline. But the thing is, you do need the timeline. I think it was on the 25th that he actually got like kicked or whatever. Yeah, because this statement probably came out that night, right? Yeah, so this is the day that he was tweeting about Anissa's mom, which would be the day that he actually got kicked. Now, full disclosure, with Ian, I have to at least half agree with him, because if okay, let's say I'm running a boxing event, right? No matter who my girlfriend is, obviously my girlfriend is an OnlyFans, so no matter who she is, like if someone were to insult my like wife in that way, or girlfriend, like Sam did, I would be really mad, right? I would be pissed, and I wouldn't want anyone to hang out with that guy either. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be cool with that, because if you do that, then it's like, well, you're just gonna take that lying down. You know what I mean? It's kind of a not good situation. If you were to call my wife or my girlfriend like a slut, like I'm not gonna want to be friends with you, like joke or not. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna be like cool with that, no matter who you are. So from that perspective, like I do have to defend Ian on some count. Like it's easy to say like, oh well, it's because it's Sam. Like as much as I dislike Idubbbz and as much as I think Sam is funny, he said publicly he's okay. Okay, he said publicly he's okay with people making fun of it, but this is another level. This isn't just making fun of the OnlyFans. This is like saying your wife is a whore, she sells her pussy, stuff like that. I think it's funny for Sam to do that, but if I was Ian and my girlfriend was being insulted, or my fiance, my wife was being insulted, you know what I mean? If I was gay and it was my boyfriend, like I would be mad. I would be pretty upset. So it's kind of one of those situations where I can understand Ian's point, and I hate to say it, but I can am I totally off base here to understand that your girl don't sell herself on OnlyFans? That's true, but regardless, that's true. My girlfriend doesn't, and I think that it's funny to make fun of that stuff, but I don't like regardless of whatever that was, I would still not be happy with it. You know what I mean? Ian never like made fun of Sam for like some weird like you know, kind of superficial reason, because the OnlyFans stuff at the end of the day is superficial. Like it's funny, it's cool to make fun of. It's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? It's 2 degrees of separation from Froggy. It's not 2 degrees though. It's 1. It's like Ian is having Froggy fight on his event, and Froggy's hanging out with a dude who calls his wife a slut. I feel bad for Froggy. I feel like maybe he didn't know what he was getting himself into. I'm a fan of Sam Hyde's content. I think he's a funny dude. I don't like Ian. I don't like the stuff he said in the beginning of his video about his content and stuff like that. But I mean, arguably you could say that Ian fired the first shot across the bow by, you know, you go to the Idubbbz channel, you go to getting away with it. I mean, he's clearly, you know, he's talking about Sam's like old alt-right connections, like Richard Spencer, you know, not to try to punk Sam or anything, but he did have connections with some of those people back in the day. Even beyond that, like he did try to make it appear as though Sam had like fallen off and was like some kind of crazy person. He was like, oh, your girlfriend, being the actress girl, right? Oh, your girlfriend's like a crazy person. You're like some kind of abuser or something. Like there was a little bit of that. You could say he started it, right? You could say he started it, but at the end of the day, like he still insulted his like wife. You know, Ian's decision is warranted, but doesn't subtract from how gay it is. That would basically be my take, right? That would basically be my take. I wouldn't want to hang out with anyone or have them on my event or have them on my channel who calls my girlfriend a slut or something, unless I'm like arguing with them for content. That would be funny. But you know, I want to hate the video in its entirety. I'm like full disclosure, I do want to. I do not like Idubbbz, but at the same time, it's like, how much can you really say? You know?
He said, dude, I tried hyping you up at Denny's when we ate dinner, and they said they weren't fucking with you and that you were going to lose to AB. They don't even like you. This is one of those things where it was like, oh, okay, so you basically don't have any good intentions here. You don't like us. Like, I'm not here to play with people and give them warnings. Like, we're all adults on the card. I'm not going to give you a warning. Actually, no, I will give you...
So badass.
I'm not here to play with people and give you warnings. We're all adults here.
Are you really with that, whatever this is? Are you an adult?
The problem is when you tweet shit out like this and you have the text message exchange that Froggy had with me, I don't think you have good intentions. You're like trying to like ruin a relationship between me and one of my friends. Froggy deleted that tweet, and I don't think he deleted it because he felt differently. I think he deleted it because he knew that it could potentially get him kicked from the event and would also make him look like an asshole. But he basically reiterated that same thing in a Twitter space.
When I was at fucking Denny's, I was all like telling them, yo, Dad's a fucking savage. And they're all like, no, Dad doesn't spar with high-level competition. He's going to lose to AB. And I'm thinking, these motherfuckers are...
So who said that? Who said that?
Ian and Anissa. Like, that's the way these motherfuckers are. And then they got Dad, like, riding for them. They don't even... And it's like, I wouldn't be like this, but if everybody's going to keep calling me out like I'm the person that's fucking shit up, like, that Dad's out here riding for them. They're all like, they don't even fucking give a fuck about him.
And in the same Twitter space where Froggy says this, Sam Hyde, Froggy's hero, calls Nathan a rapist like several times.
That Nathan Barnett guy, I guarantee you that guy would rape somebody if he had the opportunity.
Yeah, legally he would rape somebody in Minecraft, by the way.
In Minecraft.
Yes.
If he had the chance to rape a woman, he would.
I'm gonna be honest. That's a I don't know about that one. Look, that is funny from Sam, but like, I don't know. If someone made that comment about me, I'd be fucking mad. I'd want to like, I'd want to beat their ass.
I want to fight them.
Like if someone said that I was like the kind of person that rapes, I would be pretty mad.
I don't want anything to do with Sam. I don't want anything to do with people that think what Sam is doing is okay. It is not okay. Here's part of the Twitter space where Harley is sort of questioning Tyler with why he wouldn't, respond to Anissa. And I think that's a very valid question, because you ask any of our fighters and it's like, yeah, Anissa was the one who like solves problems. She is more communicative than me. She's better at communicating than I am. I fucking suck at this shit. Anissa is the one. She is the one to talk to.
How was I even supposed to know Ian and Anissa were mad when I get one call from Justin Tracy, then a text message, I respond to it immediately, say, could you communicate through text or email? I'm training, and then nothing else. I still don't even know if Anissa.
What's the last text you sent to Anissa?
It was probably some group message from
okay, but
3
what was the
months,
last
4
text
months
you
ago.
said to Anissa, just you two?
I don't have one direct text from Anissa.
Anissa's
I have
never
a group
texted
chat
you.
with my wife and Anissa. There's a group chat.
Your
I
wife
do not have any direct
so sorry.
contact.
Okay. Did anyone ever text you and your wife? What was the last thing Anissa sent you and your wife to you and your wife's phone? What was the last thing?
Tense moments in the Twitter space as Froggy goes to see.
It's, hey, Tyler, I'm not with Ian. I'm home visiting family. Ian called me not feeling great, and I'm just trying to understand what's happening or how I can help.
What's the date?
Sunday, March 12th.
You didn't want to respond to that?
No, because you don't know the context of that. You don't have the context. Harley, let me give you the context.
Burn her Twitter account instead of responding to that very serious and
Harley,
sympathetic text that was nowhere near threatening or aggressive.
Froggy wasn't able to give context for why he didn't respond to Anissa's call and text message in the Twitter space. Harley ended up leaving. The conversation went elsewhere. So he uploaded a Twitter video to explain the context for why he didn't respond to Anissa.
Anissa's last text, which was checking on me. Anissa's concern text of hope everything's going okay was a way for her to try to manipulate the situation.
His whole career is based off harassing people, and he can't handle when Sam Hyde clowns at him for Yoko Ono. I mean, okay, there is a little bit of a difference there, given that he was mostly going after content creators, not their girlfriends. But at the same time, there is definitely some hypocrisy in there, right? Because his whole career was, I mean, the reason he got this famous in the first place was bullying people. And I think that's cool. I think that's fine. But at the same time, like, you can't be super mad that people in general are making fun of you. Obviously, he says he's changed as a person, so maybe there's an argument to be made there, but you guys know what I'm saying.
Further investigation into my friendship with Sam Hyde. That was not an "Are you okay?" text. That was a Ian is not able to break your shell. Maybe a vague, concerned, manipulative text from me will be able to.
He thinks this text message is manipulation. No, Froggy, we wanted to solve the problem. Let me just say, Anissa is just trying to exist. You know, she doesn't want anything to do with the drama. She doesn't want anything to do with the shit. And I have brought a lot of it into her life. And I take responsibility for that. But unfortunately, a lot of people who think that I've changed or call me a cuck or whatever, they've decided, instead of saying that I've changed and that I'm the decider of my future, it's that Anissa has changed me. So she has been the target of a lot of hate. And I think it's really shitty. And hearing Tyler talk about her in this way is just a reminder where it's like, Anissa's trying to manipulate you? What the fuck was I doing? Was I trying to manipulate you as well? Like, you should probably come out and say that because it seems really fucking sexist and creepy for you to be saying these things.
Sexist?
Really? What made you so gay, dude? Like, every time you try to defend him, it just becomes gayer. Gayer and gayer.
You know what I feel? I'm gonna be honest with you, and I really didn't buy none of this at the beginning until I was living in it. I kept always hearing people saying like, Anissa ruined Idubbbz, and I was always like, nah, whatever, like they can work out their problems. And I was never buying into that bullshit. But I swear to God, once you live an event, it's like, okay, I think Ian met the wrong person. I honestly think it's just like, I think sometimes you bond with the wrong person, it can take you to make the wrong decisions. When I met my wife, I'm gonna be honest with you, like I met my wife, I got better the more time I spent with her because she like was honestly a better person than me. But I feel like, dude, honestly, it seemed like, so when Ian, as soon as he starts messing with Anissa, it's like Ian goes from the person who would be dogging people, who would sue people, to then like his event that he's running is suing people.
I mean, obviously the whole reason people think this is because of the OnlyFans video, right? They think it's because of Workers, Idubbbz complains. This video has like led them to believe that this is like this is the whole reason why he's changed, because of his girlfriend, right? And I think at a certain point you do have to acknowledge like it's not Anissa's fault. Obviously she is sort of the more, in my opinion, dominant one in the relationship, given that she's like speaking for him on interviews and stuff. Like if you watch the like Hassan Piker interview,
another person like that, like these, and some of them have come out about their position, come out with their political positions, but like I would say that they were still like very much like the attitude that they resemble was very much like right wing. You know what I mean?
He's talking about Leafy and Keemstar here, by the way.
I feel like also like there was just a lot of things that Ian had never experienced or understood. Like he had never met a Muslim before, and then he ended up marrying one. But like that was something that really changed. I feel like, alhamdulillah. That's
Bismillah,
yeah, mashallah, mashallah.
I taught him the Fatiha. But there's a video of him chopping a Quran in half. And when my dad was still mentally sane, I was terrified that he was.
It's his channel. He should be talking about this.
Going to find that video of Ian. He's like,
and this is a consistent thing with a lot of interviews. I feel like she's speaking for him, and that's why people get that impression. Now, in fairness, at some point you have to say Ian's taking responsibility for his own actions. I mean, he's like a 30-year-old man, right? You can't just say, "Oh, it's Anissa's fault." Like, okay, he's an adult man. Like, he can make his own choices, whether or not you think he's simping for her. You know what I mean? So it's one of those situations where it's not. I mean, maybe there is some sexism going on there. I don't think it's from Froggy, but in general, there might be some. But at the same time, he has to take responsibility at some point. One thing I've noticed about this video that's kind of curious is that they haven't brought up Anissa's mom at all. Like, that hasn't been in the conversation. The only time they mentioned it was he was like, it's not because of Anissa's mom. If you look at what Anissa's mom was saying, I mean, she called him an imp, replacing the imp. Like, that's like a slur for short people. As you guys know, I'm ardently anti-slur, anti-harassment, anti-discrimination, and for that reason, I have to only condemn this decision from Anissa's mom, but they never acknowledge it, which in my eyes is an implicit, admittance that it is her mom, in fact, that was going after him. You know what I mean?
By the way, we weren't suing Froggy. We have no interest in going to court over $15,000. We wanted that $15,000 back, but he wasn't giving it to us. So we have to leave it at that. We're not suing him.
Froggy, if you're let back on, it's not like you're gonna make another OnlyFans joke about Anissa, right? Like,
no, I mean, like if they make me sign a contract that I can't, then I won't. That was a joke. Obviously, I wouldn't do any more OnlyFans jokes.
I don't think Froggy respects sex workers. I think he has some really old, tired opinions about people who do sex work. I think he has a lot of weird opinions as well about masculinity and shit.
Ian's masculinity had been completely removed via Anissa.
A lot of it's not explicitly said, but when you listen to the jokes, it's like, oh, that's actually just your opinion phrased in a comedic way.
There was some type of nerd fight last year, and Chris Raygun and all these people, it's like some big ethos worshiping party at these things, and I don't get it. I don't get what all this shit is all about.
Who cares? Does anyone care about this? Like, oh, he thinks sex work's bad. Like, I feel like the majority of people who have any level of self-respect probably think sex work is kind of bad. And to be honest, I'm more critical of the men that are the profit for the sex workers rather than the women who make money off of it, because the men are really just foul, bro.
There's a worship ethos or fucking ethos or like touching ethos titty or pussy. It's always that, and it's just like, what happens is people get all excited about it. And I think Chris Raygun was like, he probably thought he was gonna go there and beat some fucking nerd up and he
think sex work's kind of bad. I think addiction is really bad for you. I think that this like selling sex, I think, is probably bad. I wouldn't care to legislate it or anything. I wouldn't care to like take it away from people legally. They can do whatever they want. But I think and this isn't based on like research I've done. This is just my own intuition, so you can challenge me on this all you want. But the thing about when you say the word disgusting is you imply it's wrong just because there's like a gross out factor, and that's not my reasoning for it. I just think it's probably bad for everyone involved from what I've seen. Like, most sex workers that I've seen talk about their experience seem miserable about it. Most addicts that I've seen seem not happy with it. You know what I mean? Like, that'll be why. Now I will say that I think that OnlyFans is probably way less bad than something like porn, because OnlyFans at least gives more power and autonomy to the women, right?
Away like OnlyFans girls there at these events. I don't know what kind of sponsorships going on. Like, if you win certain fights, I think you get to own some of these girls for some of the nights.
Awesome.
I don't know how it works, but I think Chris was like he had plans to go beat up a nerd and like however they get to like lease one of these girls. And so like he got there. Well, Ian was probably thinking like, because I think man, I need to just stop all this probably.
No, Froggy, keep going. I think you should keep going. I think the women of the world need to hear your opinions on these things. Talk more about how sex workers are property. That's a funny joke. It was super funny the third time that you referred to women as property. That was the funniest one. Because when you said lease, I was like, yeah, I know what a lease is. Even if you didn't do any of the Sam Hyde stuff, why would we want you at our event? Like, if you're just gonna blatantly disrespect women and other fighters, saying that they're here to touch e-thoughts, it is so disrespectful and shitty. I don't want to share the space with you. I don't want other people to be uncomfortable because you're there.
I think you
don't get the vibe. The vibe is sex workers and fighting, I guess. And you don't like the sex workers part. I don't think Froggy is doing Sam Hyde's dirty work by, shit-talking Anissa. I think it's just pretty clear that he holds similar opinions to Sam Hyde and similar opinions to Sam Hyde fans, which is like, you're just going to repeat the shit that your hero is saying.
You have to ditch Yoko Ono.
Drop Yoko Ono, bro. Drop Yoko Ono, bro.
Drop Yoko Ono, bro.
It's actually over. Hold on, I gotta tweet this out real quick. Sam Hyde fan, bro. It's actually fucking over. It's actually over, guys. Gotta be over. It's gotta be over. This is my buddy. Listen, guys, I just want to know. I'm not short, okay? Here I am standing parallel to Brandon Buckingham. I think Brandon's 6'3". I clearly am not short from this video, okay? Listen, I'm not wearing tall shoes. I'm wearing normal Vans. I'm clearly not short. We're beating the short allegations, okay? We're beating the short allegations. I'm not short. Under 6 foot. I may as well be 6 foot. I'm 5'10" and a half, okay? Listen, I'm not short. I'm not a short king. I'm not short. I will not stand for the slander, okay? This is the most important part of the video, frankly. And I'm not standing up perfectly straight. Listen, you see my neck? I'm clearly slouching a bit. Okay, guys, I'm not short. I won't stand for this. I got labeled Sam Hyde fan. No credit whatsoever. I'm a Sam Hyde fan. No, it's fucking over, dude. This is the worst part of the video. Gotta be over. It's gotta be over.
I think Ian met the wrong person. I honestly think it's just like, I think sometimes you bond with the wrong person. It can take you to make the wrong decisions.
She's probably a succubus that's like sucking the life out of him.
Sad to see you didn't make the card again. When will Idubbbz break free from that succubus that is holding him back?
Ian's masculinity had been completely removed via Anissa. Anissa's concern text of hope everything's going okay was a way for her to try to manipulate the situation.
I think Anissa, you can just buy that.
Yeah.
I'm sending this to Anissa's OnlyFans. It goes directly into charity.
Yeah.
Her anal bead package came out, and it was $100 to look at pictures of her with anal beads.
I think they give away like OnlyFans girls there. Like you get to own some of these girls. They get to like lease one of these girls.
So Ian really embarrassed himself. And so he didn't want Sam at his event because Ian doesn't want people who are bigger and more talented than him upstaging him. That's what it is.
Tyler is like repeating all of these narratives about how I've changed for the worst. The person responsible for my change in a bad way is Anissa. Anissa is a manipulative person. Oh yeah, that I'm like concerned about getting upstaged by Sam, which is insane to me because I've put on this event twice, me as the main fight, and I've lost both times. That's pretty upstaged. As a side note, Sam Hyde has made it a habit to try to sound like a reasonable person by saying, if Ian and Anissa just asked, I'll stop harassing them.
Yeah, if Ian ever hit me up and was like, hey man, can you leave me alone? I would stop talking about him. Whatever. I don't care that much. If you ask me to stop, I'll stop.
Which on its face is already an insane thing to say. Of course, no one wants to be harassed.
If they let Froggy back on the card, I won't tweet at Ian or Anissa ever again. I'll shut up forever. How about that?
I get to bring back someone on the card who doesn't respect me, my wife, other fighters, and in return, I have the chance of not being harassed by Sam Hyde? How can I refuse that? Just so we're on the same page in case I have to make a future video. You heard what Sam Hyde said. If he's a respectable guy, he's not going to continue to harass me because he says, by his own admission, he doesn't care that much.
I don't care that much.
This is my request. I would like you to not harass me or my wife or anyone that we're friends with. Also, harassment encompasses all the little loopholes, all right? You can't just then like refer to me as a goblin and be like, I didn't say his name. I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about a goblin. That's not acceptable. Another thing
What is that point? You can't call me a goblin? You can't call me a goblin? Why is the goblin thing on his mind? That's my instant question. You can't just refer to me as the goblin. Content cop, the goblin. Content cop, the goblin, parentheses, I won't say his name.
I want to make clear is that the decision to kick Froggy isn't just for like me and Anissa's comfort. There are a lot of people who don't want anything to do with Sam Hyde, who are fighting on our card. There are a lot of people who are our fans who want nothing to do with Sam Hyde. So we're trying to protect them. We're trying to protect the environment that we're in, and we want it to be comfortable for everyone. I truly believe if we had Froggy participate through the rest of the event, it would have made the event worse, like noticeably worse, because we are all trying to work together to make the show as good as possible. And I think if Froggy doesn't with what we got going on, he was going to make it difficult. One way or another, it was going to be difficult. In closing, I want to say that Creator Clash is probably the single best thing that I've ever done in my life. It has, brought so much joy to me and Anissa. It has brought the most awesome people that I've ever met, brought them into my life, and I'm super grateful. I want to keep doing it, and this event means so much to me, and I'm going to protect it, and I'm going to protect the fighters and the people involved in the event. And, I'm not, when it comes to people wanting to fuck around and mess with the vibes, I'm not going to tolerate it. You're going to get kicked from the card if you're being a piece of shit. And if you're not communicating and if you're not cooperating. And I want nothing new with Sam Hyde as well. So fuck that guy. And thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
I paid money, I'm on the floor seats, and I see like some shenanigans going down. I take a photo of it. It's just people holding up a sign. It said Froggy did nothing wrong. Like
seemingly innocuous.
Yeah, right. I go to this like after event and Anissa comes up to me. She comes up and says, that tweet was really not cool. And I just apologized. I felt kind of like a bitch. I was like, why the fuck did I apologize?
Masculinity had been completely removed via Anissa.
That was kind of funny. Rusty Cage did nothing wrong. That was kind of funny. That was kind of funny, dude. I thought that was funny. It does make Anissa look kind of bad, but like I don't think that makes her look good, but it was funny. Just that fucking clip of Froggy Fresh. That should be a meme now. All right, well, that was a pretty interesting video. I mean, I'm glad he addressed the drama at long last, and we just know that it's like you can't hang out with Sam Hyde. Honestly, I don't even necessarily blame him for the reasons he gave. Like I kind of am understanding of Ian's position, even if I don't like him, you know what I mean? His reasoning, given how much Sam assaulted his wife, his wife is on OnlyFans in fairness, but regardless of that, like I feel like I should empathize with Ian a little bit, right? I can't totally be on the other side as much as obviously a lot of my audience wants me to do that, right? Obviously, I know there's a lot of you guys in chat who wants me to destroy Ian and be like, he's a cuck, he's gay, which, both of those things are true, but at the same time, like, I get the basic reason for not wanting Froggy there. I do get that. That's my take on it.
That's how I feel about it.